Oh, am I on? Yo, what up guys, Bo here. Logitech recently launched their flagship keyboard, the Craft, priced at $199. It's part of their premium family line of products that include Bluetooth speakers, a mouse, a presentation remote, and a 4K webcam. They all sport a dark gray color scheme, which I really like. Kudos to Logitech for stepping up their design game. For the past 3 years, I've been using Logitech K11 keyboard. I chose this over Apple's own Magic Keyboard, mainly due to 2 reasons. One, the keys are backlit, which is something Mac users have been asking Apple for a long time. And 2, the ability to connect up to 3 different devices with just a push of a button. That second part is pretty important to me since I also use a Microsoft Surface Pro, and having a separate keyboard clutters up desk space. Let's get one thing out of the way. If you're a keyboard aficionado or a hardcore gamer, this is definitely not the keyboard for you. But if you're like me, who game occasionally and otherwise work in creative applications like photo or video editing, Word doc, and spreadsheets, and appreciates good design, then you've come to the right place. It's clear that when you look at this keyboard, your eyes automatically go to that dial. This is Logitech's version of the Microsoft dial, or what they refer to as the crown. It's a creative input dial that you can assign various functions to speed up your workflow. The caveat is, the app needs to be supported. So before we dive into the crown, let's take a look at the keyboard first. In keeping up with the premium look, Logitech did away with the green and black color scheme, and the box itself matches the dark gray monochromatic look. It also appears that they took a page from Apple's packaging playbook. The Craft is a bit top heavy since the top section is all metal, and it's where it houses the crown, the 1500 mAh battery, and the sensor. Even though the rest of the keyboard is made of plastic, it's still surprising how dense the whole thing feels. One of my biggest gripes about the K11 was that it didn't have a dedicated number pad. And if you use a number pad as much as I do, then you'll know how important that feature is. Third-party peripherals, including Logitech, usually have that typical micro USB charging connector. So I was pretty stoked that it actually uses USB-C. Hey, it's the way of the future, right? The aluminum bar is much thicker than the rest of the keyboard, so when it sits on the table, it elevates the keyboard for a better typing angle. Bad news is that it's non-adjustable, so you're stuck with that angle whether you like it or not. But the solid rubber feet on the bottom does make sure that no matter how hard you smash those keys, they'll stay put. With the exception to the function keys, each key is concave in the middle, allowing your fingers to find its way and rest comfortably as you type. The keys are chiclet style, as are most Logitech keyboards. While it does offer a decent amount of travel, the feel is a bit mushier than I'd like. While it doesn't offer the same level of tactile feedback of mechanical keys, it does provide an enjoyable typing experience nonetheless. Similar to Logitech's MX Master, you can switch from one device to another with just a press of a button, or if you want to connect to a computer without Bluetooth, you can always go old school and just use the USB receiver. The keyboard has a proximity sensor that activates the backlight when it detects your hands and works really well. Well, the keys are backlit, lights do bleed out, so that's something to keep in mind. Above the number keys are the various function keys like brightness adjustment, mission control, launchpad, play pause, and volume control. The signature feature of this keyboard is the dial. It's not only perfectly weighted for its size, but it's also touch sensitive. Out of the box, it can be used with a number of Adobe Creative Suite of apps like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and Illustrator, just name a few. On the Windows side of things, it works well with Microsoft Office Suite. Now, if you've used any Logitech's keyboards or mice over the last few years, then you'll be familiar with the software, Logitech Options. This is where you can customize a keyboard, including the crown. I use Final Cut Pro 10, which isn't one of the applications listed, but you can still choose from a list of functionalities like horizontal scrolling by turning the dial or play and pause by pressing down. Some of the other customizations also include changing default settings of the function keys. So if you're a gamer first, I would definitely skip the Craft and check out their G Series keyboards, which is geared specifically towards gamers. I spent the last few weeks using this as my only keyboard, and I think it's a great replacement for the K11. But not everything's all peaches and sunshine. There are a few things that's preventing me from giving it 5 stars. You can have a great hardware, but the software really needs to be there to take advantage of it. And I feel that this is where Logitech fell short. The list of applications supported out of the box is quite limited. There are a ton of creators out there using Final Cut Pro 10, yet it's not supported natively. Other big names like Capture One Pro or even Adobe's own Lightroom are also missing from the list, so hopefully this is something Logitech can add in the future software updates. Another annoyance is whenever you touch the crown, a message prominently pops up telling you what the current function is. This is great and all in case you forgot what turning the crown does, but this pops up every single time you touch the crown, and it stays there as long as you're using it. There is no option to even turn this off. It's extremely distracting, especially if you're working on video or photo editing, or just blocks critical detail. Hey Logitech, if you're listening, please do something about that first. As for battery life, I've been going on about a week and a half before getting a low battery warning. That's with daily moderate use. If you want a wireless keyboard with macOS-centric function keys built in, a multi-function dial, number pad, backlit keys, ability to switch between 3 devices on the fly, and premium build quality, get the Craft. But if your top priority is superb typing experience, or if you're first and foremost a gamer, then skip the Craft and go for mechanical keyboard, which there are a dime a dozens out there. What kind of keyboard do you use, and what are your thoughts on wired versus wireless? I'd love to hear about it, so let's take this down in the comments section. As for the Logitech Craft, I give it a 3.5 stars. I mean, $200 is certainly no chump change, and I expected more from the Craft for that kind of money. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to show some love by hitting that thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already. That's it. This is Bo. Hey, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.